Hey guys, welcome to the first video of another unique series, How Not to Play. I was thinking of possible ways how to help my viewers improve their gameplay. And basically I came up with a conclusion that before my viewers can benefit from how to play tutorial videos, first of all they need to know how not to play. So in this series I'll try to help you understand your own mistakes, help you be aware of your mistakes in order to be able to get rid of them. And once you get rid of them, then you'll be able to improve further. So today I got a few replays from one of my viewers, and he'll be playing Revolver, and we'll try to see what went wrong. I also would like to stress that this series is not made for laughing or criticizing somebody. It's all for your further development. So he's playing Revolver, the tier 8 battle. And at the beginning we can see that the team is splitting. Heavies are going right, and he's still going left. Now he's alone with the puncher on the left side. The enemies have been countered. But the heavies don't really spot anything on the other side of the map. And yeah, that was bound to come. And now the pounder is bound to die. And still, going here was not the best idea. He still could have ran away. And now he's just in the middle of crossfire. Everyone came. And Revolver is not a tank with great armor. And he's just dead. In just a few seconds. The team completely split. Two tanks went alone here and they encountered the whole team. And that's how you most often lose a battle straight away. 90 seconds into the battle. Even though the Panther 2 was bound to die, he traded for a tier 7, okay. That could have been still a 6 versus 6. And if he had run away in the Revolver, the battle could have been still won. But this movement made them lose 2 tanks straight away instead of just 1. And now it's probably not even able to. The battle is probably just lost straight away because they lost 2 tier 8 tanks. So you always need to see where your teammates are going and possibly follow them. There are some maps on which you'd like to split. Sure, but Rockfield is not one of them. Let's jump into another replay. So the first battle was really quick. I hope this one is a bit longer. It's a tier 9 battle this time. We are still in the Revolver, and he's splitting again. Just Mets, just a Panther 2 again. What a coincidence. But he's going to a really good position, a right position. But he's going alone. He doesn't have almost any cover except for the Panther 2, which, well, might not be even able to respond in time. But this position is really good for this tank. Provided you have your team supporting you. So far, perfect trading using the tank's capabilities. but it's a tier 9 battle. And as you see, there's a tier 9 just in front of you. And he's unpunished because the team split it. The Panzer II now realized that something has happened and they are trying to kill the Leopard. So the Leopard will go down. The Leopard goes down. But the enemy team surprisingly split it as well. And I have no idea how it's at 2-0. If the enemy team hadn't split, well, they would have just died, and they would have lost 2 tanks straight away, just like in the previous battle. But luckily the heavies in the city managed to completely push over the flank. Meanwhile, the enemies are just driving around. And now Driver in the Revolorize, he's using really good position. He's using the tank in the proper position. Using the gun depression. But he's not really looking at the minimap because there's a TD on the right side. And that's what the TD did to him. He was so busy with the M6 that he wasn't paying attention to the minimap. And even though the battle is surely won, he just died. So the next thing spotted in that replay that was not played properly is paying attention to where our team is going, just like in the previous one. And as an addition, we have constant paying attention to the minimap. Even when your battle is won, he couldn't have died. He could have still been alive. Could have still inflicted some more shots, possibly killed the M6 or even the convoy. And that's the second replay. Wait, what? This is a defeat. Oh dear. So as you see, it was 4-1. It looked like the game was just won at that point. And the M6, who survived, who made the Revolorize busy, won the whole game. So I think the next thing on the list is never being overconfident and always focusing on the game. You just have to play focused until the end of the battle. Otherwise, as you can see, even though it was 4-1, the battle can still be lost. So we had Rockfield, we had Alpenstadt, where the Revolorize driver split 2 times. And neither Rockfield nor Alpenstadt is a map where you would have to split. But this time we're on Castilla. And this is quite an unusual map because on this map you should split. You should split on Castilla. Because if you don't split, you'll just get crossfired from everywhere. You will lose map control early on. You'll be outspotted constantly and you'll be receiving damage all the time. Meanwhile, you won't be able to inflict one in return. But this time we can see that the whole team is going to one side. That can always work. Being close to each other, working together, supporting each other, can always pay off and work. especially if the enemies are not really able to react in time. So already one tank down. That's a really good position, but quite an aggressive one. You can use your turret efficiently, you're not under pressure. Seems like the enemy team is also focused on this part of the map, so that's just a brawl at this point. But we can see command at tier 7, it's a tier 8 battle. We can see Tiger 1, another tier 7. And what's happening? He's peeking constantly to shoot the tier 7s. He's not really able to inflict damage. He's still not able to inflict damage even in the tier 7s. He's already wasted like 20 seconds. The tier 7 is still alive. He misses another shot. So that's like over half a minute wasted to just try to shoot for over 300 into a tier 7. Meanwhile it's a tier 8 battle. On the other hand, the enemies on the other side of Castilla are pushing in together. They've just killed the second target. The Tiger 1 is still alive. Our driver is still bleeding. Meanwhile, the enemies flank the whole castle. Basically unnoticed, unpunished. And they managed to clear 3 tanks. 4 tanks. If you see that the enemies are pushing somewhere, you either help your teammates when they are getting pushed, or you need to push something in return. Even though it was a tier 7 Tiger, even though it was a tier 7 Comet, your teammates die, but at least you trade them for another tank. Because right now, even though, well, it's a 2 versus 5 at the moment. 2 versus 4. But you don't have the HP. And there are just too many enemies who can come from too many angles, too many directions. No way this one will be a win. Yeah, and the J-Pounder is right now just helpless. So what we saw was not really paying attention to the minimap as well, because the Mets flanked around the castle basically unpunished, and our Revelorize was just standing still in the same spot, bouncing 3 or even more shots on Tiger 1, being unable to inflict any damage. Meanwhile receiving damage from the Tiger 1 and from the TDs camping in the back. And as a tier 8, that's not what you need to do, because your tier 7s are the ones who may be unable to do damage. So you can at least use them as shields. Meanwhile, the enemies were flanking around. So as you saw, even though this time the team went together, they were just next to each other, on the same spot, on the same castle. They weren't able to help each other. They weren't able to support each other. At least I'm not even talking about shielding each other or trading. But they were just next to each other, and they just vanished one by one. Meanwhile, the enemies were just playing together as a team, as a unit. And it paid off. So that's it for the first video of the new series. I'd really appreciate any feedback on that, because that's quite an unusual series, I think. And I think that you guys know the best whether such series will help you if you feel like you can benefit from such series more than from a different one. Tell me in the comments. Stay tuned.